And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the UMG Champions Apex Legends Arena $10,000 Invitational. I'm Taylor Reflections Noble, joined by Guy and Girl. We're back at it once again, and we're heading into Group C and Group D after a pretty amazing, in my opinion, Groups A and B, and we did have some upsets, in my opinion. Elevate moving forward. I think that's fantastic. Girl, what do you think about that, man? Elevate, they made it through.
That is pretty crazy because to me, Congarno was looking so strong, especially against our reigning champs from our last tournament. Honestly, a big surprise.
Yeah, big surprise indeed. G2, Elevate, Ghost, and Premier. All four of those teams moved forward respectively in Groups A and Group B. And like I said, now we got to focus on Group C and D. And Blaze, let's get the party started with Group C. Take a look at the teams we're going to be watching. And I can't wait to watch well, we're not going to have a chance, at least off the start. But My Little Phony going against Era Eternity. My Little Phony placing 3rd through 4th last time they had a chance to compete in the Apex Legends Arena Invitational. But the main focal point has to be Pittsburgh Knights and Sentinels. This is going to be a great matchup of two Titans.
Yeah, this is going to be a great matchup between both these squads. My Little Phony, I feel like, is going to be the favorite when it comes down towards this side of the bracket. But Knights and Sentinels is the match in which we got to focus up on. And I'm excited to watch these players play. We got Crust, and senoxe on Sentinels, and we're going to have Bronzey, Asura, and Gildersons on the Knights. So excited to see what type of team comps these guys are going to be coming out with, what our maps are going to be, and who's going to be hitting the most shots in this series. Because as we know, damage is currency, and they trying to earn this money.
Damage is currency, and we learned in one of our series too that you had a chance to cast over. Damage may be currency, but getting the finishes is worth more than gold. Let's take a look though at Group D, because Group D is an exciting one for myself. First and foremost, a little bit of a change. Splash no longer playing, and in place is going to be Na'Vi girls. We have Na'Vi there. We have Aqualix at the top, so 2 EU representatives going against Arena Demons and Cheez-It. Arena Demons, one of my favorite teams. I'll explain in just a second why. But who is going to be your favorite team from Group D?
For me, my favorite team going out in Group D, I heard Cheez-Its was doing really, really well today. Aqualix, one of my favorite teams in the competitive scene, and I'm really excited to see Na'Vi here. Why is Arena Demons your favorite team?
Arena Demons, my favorite team. That's a great question. First and foremost, I've got history with some of the players. One of them used to compete back in local lands for Call of Duty. You know, gaming is amazing. Esports is amazing in general. You never know, like, when you run into somebody from, you know, almost 10 years ago. It's kind of crazy, and they're still competing now in Apex. It's a pretty special thing. Arena Demons, all three of these members are incredible specifically for Arena. Also, BR2, they've had a great run there. They've all hit Pred across the board, but specifically in arenas, they were the 2nd North American team to hit Pred in arenas, and they were also at one point 1, 2, and 3 in rankings in arenas. So that's a team, in my opinion, could be a dark horse. I know we focus a lot, and rightly so, on G2, on Ghost. You know, you could even throw Elevate and Premier in there, but this is the team that could very well make some big upsets tomorrow, and who knows, win the entire event. So that's my favorite team personally, and they were a last-minute addition too last night. So let's focus in on our first series, though, because I'm sure we'll get a chance to watch Arena Demons, which that's a big name to live up to. I just want to point that out. So hopefully they do. But Blaze, let's hone in. Pittsburgh Knights and Sentinels. You mentioned both of these rosters, and honestly, two great rosters in general. I know you wanted to see the maps, but PK, we know them from multiple different esports. They're obviously here in Apex, and you know what? They might be a fan favorite.
Yeah, they may be a fan favorite indeed. I haven't got a chance to watch the Knights play in Apex just yet. I've saw a little bit of Sentinels in the past. So as far as, you know, the talent of their players in this tournament, hey, I'm sure the talent is there, because if there's one thing I know about the Knights, they know how to recruit players, okay? And they always recruit some savages in every single game this org has been in. But when it comes down to both these squads, we see that we're going to be playing on Gardens, Overflow, Phase Runner, Artillery, and Party Crasher. We just got a chance to watch Gardens, and as we all know now, this is Gaskin's most hated map, okay? He wouldn't stop talking about it throughout the entirety of it, but I will say that, you know, I love Gaskins and Onset Banner throughout their entirety. But the nades was a beautiful strategy on this map when we just saw it a second ago, girl.
Yeah, if anything, these teams have been watching prior games, and no arc stars, No thermites. I actually don't see thermites at all in arenas,
Nope.
but frag grenades, we're going to see them come raining through in gardens. And maybe the teams will learn from other teams' mistakes. Maybe they won't go for height at all. Maybe they'll go for low ground. Maybe they'll go for inside of the building. But going for inside the building might cause a lot of pressure, because then you could get warped around and get punished from both sides, because those buildings don't have a lot of cover when it comes to doorways.
It's true. It doesn't. And another thing too, I know we just hit home, garden specifically. I'm personally happy to watch Phase Runner. Correct me if I'm wrong. We haven't seen Phase Runner once today, right, Blaze?
Yeah, no, not once today from which we've seen, unless it was in the first series, which I don't think it was. I think it was at the back end of that map cycle. We have not got a chance to cast it today.
Yeah, Phase Runner is a fantastic map. Like I was saying, even last month when we had a chance to watch Ghost, they were doing great things.
Yeah.
Sneaking through literally the middle of the map. I'm talking about crouching the whole way, girl. I loved watching it. Those sneaky moves getting on your flank are incredible, and they have a chance to just really discombobulate you more so than Mirage did a little bit earlier on Party Crasher. So what can we expect from Party Crasher? This is a unique map. You got the TP, but it's also a map that has a lot of standoffs because of the size once that circle is amid.
Party Crasher, we've had so many different strategies work on it. Although when it comes to Phase Runner, I feel like the Mirage won't work out as well.
No,
I've actually played against an Arenas team that played Mirage on Phase Runner in a tournament, and they lost.
I don't see Mirage being useful at all on Phase Run. Just the size of it. Plus, where you really, I mean, even if you take TP, there's no value because you don't really have that head-to-head battle that you see on other maps. Phase Runner, or excuse me, not Phase, Party Crasher is a brilliant map to do so. But let's do our predictions, though, because I love doing this one. I know for Onset and Gaskin, they had a blast with this. Who do I start off with? I guess I'll start with Blaze, all right? I think I started off with Girl last time. So, Blaze, who are we going with, man? Pittsburgh Knights, you going with Sentinels. Who you backing?
Man, honestly, this was a tough one for me, chat. Okay, I didn't know who the hell I wanted to go with in this series. I did know that I do know that one team is probably slightly better than the other based off their performance and their historical Apex stats. But even off of that, I'm the vibe master for a reason, and
you are.
I'm going against the grain today. I'm going with the Pittsburgh Knights. Okay. Yeah, I'm going with the boys here of Bronzey, Asura, and Gildersons to be able to come out on top. And we'll see if I'm right or wrong, but I'm just excited to watch some damn good Apex gameplay.
Me too. And girl, hey, you're going to be backing up your, I guess, so-called duo. I love the duo, though. Like, guy and girl, it's literally perfect. Never thought it would happen in the history of
You giving me up,
but
Taylor?
Here we are. Hey, what's that, Blaze?
You giving me up?
I'm not giving you up yet, brother.
Okay.
Hey, me and you, we're still through thick and thin, but I'm just liking what you guys got going on. That team chemistry between you and girl, hey, it's working and paying dividends. I love to see it. The personality's great. Girl, who you going with, though? You going to be backing up your new duo?
Well, honestly, I thought about it. It took me about 2 seconds to think about it. I'm honestly going to have to go with Sentinels here. I'm going to have to go in favor of Chad, and probably in favor of Chad. I don't know what they voted for. But I'm going to go with Sentinels. I'm super excited to see Lou play Pathfinder. Hopefully he plays Pathfinder, but we'll see.
We'll definitely see. Pathfinder hugely impactful, always has been. Last month, this month, good Pathfinder can pay dividends and really set you apart. Hey, chat, where are you going with? You going PK? You going Sentinels? Both are great options. I saw someone say I'm going with PK Knights, and I was like, Pittsburgh Knights. I like the combo. Never heard that before. Chat, who you going with? Kill the suspense. Graphics. PK. Okay, so Pittsburgh Knights and girl, you're by yourself, but let me give you some comfort though. Gaskin was also by himself with Premier. Okay, I don't care what Onset says. Gaskin was with Premier. Chat went against him. His duo of Onset went against him, but Premier won. So you know what, girl? Sentinels, they can still win this, even though you're the only one backing them up. I got good faith in you, so I'm gonna hop out. Blaze, girl, take it away.
Thank you very, very much, Taylor. Chat, see, I knew somebody was feeling what I was feeling, all right? So you guys are going with the Knights as well, but I'm pretty sure as we, start watching this matchup, if Sentinels come out to dominant start, girl is going to be sure to let us all know why we are wrong in our picks. So we're about to head into map number 1, Gardens, and girl, sorry, we're about to head into map number 1, Thermal Station. And girl, when it comes down to both these squads, we saw that when it comes down to thermal station, the dome control early on is very, very important. But when it comes down towards the weaponry here, you think we're going to see some wingmans to start, some upgraded Mozambiques? What are these teams going to be playing for?
Honestly, I'm going to expect some wingmans to start for sure. Upgrading Mozambiques could potentially work in this map because you do get some close range fighting, but it depends where the zone pulls, honestly. And for characters that they're going to play, I think Gibraltar really works in this one.
Yeah, Gibraltar really works in this one. The Gibraltar Pathfinder Octane composition has been one that has been really strong. Getting control over that top dome building, having your bubble there, it just puts you in such a great spot. Just when in these round-based game modes and in these maps in which we have, every single map has a power position, as I'm going to say, a position that's going to allow you to be able to get your headies, put out the most damage as possible, and control where your opponent is. And if you can get there before them, that's the type of advantage in which you want to have. So we've identified that it is going to be dome, but with the comps, with the weapons, we are going to see the classic comp of the Gibraltar Octane in Pathfinder over here with Sentinels, and we'll see what happens on the side of the Knights. They're going to match that energy. So mirror matchup and dome control will go over favor of Sentinels to start.
Awesome. Love to see it. I used to watch Lou stream quite a bit, and his Pathfinder gameplay is so fun to watch. He likes to flex. He likes to flex his movement, his aim, his grapples, everything. So it's going to be really fun to watch here. And they ended up getting the dome. The Knights are going to look for angles across the map. And it looks like Sentinels is actually going to push in through the middle here.
Yeah. And, we saw the care package kind of really spawn behind them. So they really don't have to get too aggressive on this fight because they can get themselves some better weapons in round number one. The Knights are getting aggressive. I see a few players slowly starting to move up around this spire. They know since Sentinels is going to be inside, they want to be as close up to this door as possible. Gibby trying not to make too much noise there.
Yeah, unfortunately for them, they don't have zone though. And Sentinels, they're playing the room. I feel like the room is very dangerous to play, especially if the Knights had a lot of arc stars or grenades. They're not playing fuse, so it's not too much pressure to be inside of here. But if they have grenades, this could be a really risky position to play. The zone is going to close in 5 seconds here. Knights get the care package.
Yeah, so they were able to get it. Here comes Sentinels running out. They've identified the fight, but Knights has the weaponry. Senoxe taking some damage. Lou has his shields cracked. You're going to have Crust with just a crust of shield remaining. One goes down. The Knights feeling in control. There's Crust out. It's up to Lou. He can't get it done. And that's going to be the Knights skipping their way towards a round number one victory.
Ayo, they played that really well. I thought Sentinels would be able to push off the fact that the Knights had a player getting the care package. They pushed at the exact moment that he was looting all of those weapons. But that bubble fight, it was really, really good for the Knights. They were able to heal back up. Sentinels weren't able to get that initial knock that they needed and ended up going down practically for free.
Yeah, Sentinels, they engaged when they identified the 3v2, they engaged as soon as they possibly could. But they just, like you said, they couldn't get the knock that they needed to really capitalize off that positioning. Now we will see the dome control right off the start. 301's in the hand of Gildersons trying to get some shots on these players at the walkway. He will be able to push them back a bit. Now, the previous round, we did see Sentinels get early control of that dome, but it wasn't in a zone. Ultimately, this time around, it will be. We'll see if they get the pull towards their direction. But on the flip end, the Knights, they're not even worried about that side of the map. They're going to take their utility and they're going to spread out elsewhere and take the fight in which they want.
Yeah, and the perfect shots with the flatline. Great recoil control from Crust here. They're trying to look for angles. They're really, really aggressive here. Lou, oh no, he goes down for free. This is going to be a 3v2 situation. Lou's going to get thirsted out by Asura real quick with the wingman. They've got the shots. They've got the man advantage. This is not looking very good for Sentinels. Wave! Oh my gosh.
Lots of great shots coming out there from Crust. Absolutely beam the Knights with the flat line. But with the initial damage already out, surely this is going to be the Knights round, unless Crust can go huge. So close. but not enough time, not enough ammo, not enough teammates left on the map. And the Knights will take a 2-0 lead here, map number 1.
Wow, the flatline shots were amazing, but they may have to play this one slower. They're a new team. I don't think they've competed together before at all. So they've got to get that synergy down. They got to get the teamwork and the communication down. I don't know what happened there, but Lou was in, and he was in deep water. That didn't work out for them at all. It's 0-2. If the Knights win the next round, this is going to be a 3-0 sweep.
Yeah, it is going to be a 3-0 sweep. And, you know, now with this jump pad out, Sentinels, ooh, they get themselves some better positioning. I am laughing at myself because I called Gilderson earlier. But Gilderson, right? Okay.
Gilderson.
There you go. Yeah, you know, those I's and those L's kind of blend in for me over here. I told you guys my eyes are kind of jacked up over here today, but as you're going to start to say, Gilderson is going to be over here with his squad. They're set up. Both units here looking to just get out some early damage, jack up the economy of their opponent. Blue hitting some nice little flat line shots there. He knows his opponent's going to have to back up, hit that battery, heal up. So he's looking for the next target. He's going to try to do it again and again, but trying to get some forward positioning. Does not get the height in which he needs. He's going to have a second cooldown on the grapple, but does he want to use it there? That last team fight's about to come. Well, the team fight's about to start soon. I think he at least wants one charge left in that grapple. But Gilderson, Asura, and Bronzey.
Yeah, when you said Gilderson, I thought of Glitter Explosion.
I did too, right?
She's not competing today, but she is in our thoughts. I don't think you can play the height in the very middle. There is a timer there, so I'm not sure what he was aiming with that grapple, but he's going in. Asura down to 120 HP. He's going to flank the Gibraltar here. Oh, his shots connect. He's going to get the knock. Oh my goodness, there's the trade.
And now here comes the wingman plays, but Gilderson goes down. Is up to Asura on the Pathfinder. He's going to be able to get a nice little headshot, but in the end, the Knights will win the battle. That was a beautiful grapple and to get an initiation. And I believe that was Sentinels that kind of kicked that one off. But in the end, it's the Knights that come out victorious.
That's oughta hurt. Getting 3-0 sweeped on the first round isn't going to feel very good. But at least you know what? It's over with. It was done. It was done quick. You go on to the next map. You can make a complete comeback. I'm not sure what their comms are going to sound like after this game, or how the communications, the vibes, you know, they might need a vibe master themselves. I wonder who that is on their team. But it's not looking good for Sentinels right now.
Yeah, let's get a vibe check in the chat. Hell, just on that note as well. But as you're talking about it, the beauty about getting your butts kicked that quickly is you can forget about it just as quickly, all right? Start talking about map number 2, chalk it up, come up with whatever excuse you want. Say, hey guys, it's just not our map. My controller was dying. My mouse cord was tugging and had to charge. Whatever excuse you can come up with, say whatever just to get this map out of your team's head and start focusing up on Overflow. That's going to be next. Now, with Overflow, I think this is the map today. This in Party Crasher, we've seen the most diverse team comps, the most mix-up out of all the matches we've seen on broadcast. The previous map on Thermal, we pretty much always see the Pathfinder, the Octane, the Gibraltar. But as we head on over here towards our next on Overflow, that close quarter engagement there, pretty much most of the map, it's a lot of cover. It's some open sight lines on the high side, but we've seen a Bangalore come into play. We've seen the Horizon come into play well. Who else? Gibby has been a factor. And I think maybe we even see Mirage once on this map.
You say Bangalore? You say Horizon? You say Octane? Yeah. You say Pathfinder? You say Gibby? Yeah. Pretty almost every character's been used. I think we've even seen Mirage. Yeah. We have seen Mirage. We definitely did last tournament. I remember. I think that's the map that they were, memeing with the Sentinel Mirage. That was really fun.
Was it Sentinels that was doing the memeing?
No.
Okay.
It was a Sentinel, like the gun Sentinel.
I got you.
Played on the Mirage character. Yeah, but I think that was by G2, but Designful, I think.
Yeah. And so we'll probably see him do that again at some point during this tournament. But regardless, if he was trolling or not, the Mirage ult into the Octane jump pad was one of the best combos that I've seen throughout the day. Just because the simple fact is that the Mirage ult causes just enough chaos for about 5 to 6 seconds for Designful to get that damage out and focus on his targets. And as he's tearing everybody up, his teammates are following through because they know exactly where everybody is. So it just comes down to the focus fire out there, and the Mirage creates a lot of opportunities. But folks, we're heading into overflow, and we'll see if the Knights can get this game under control before it just flows into the Pittsburgh Knights' hands with a 2-0 lead. And, you know, I haven't seen a single team in the day lose that 2-0 lead. So we'll see what happens. This map, we've seen a lot of upgraded Mozambique just because of that close quarter engagements from these areas in which you see on your screen. We'll see if that holds true. But the upgraded Mozambiques and a wingman has been pretty much a staple for everybody to kick off this tournament. And I don't see that changing now.
No, not at all. And something I noticed about the Sentinels is that they take a lot of risks. They go all in. You see Lou grapple in last game. It's not like try and get a knock and then push. It's take a big risk. Lou ended up taking a risk to get all of those meds. He got shot a lot. Crust is going to have to cover with this wingman here. The game is starting off really fast. They are going for those meds. They got the knock. Can they pull this 2v3 off? Can the Pittsburgh Knights come back here? No, he's going down to 20 HP. It's all up to Bronzey. And oh my goodness, Sentinels wants them to know that they're not going out easy. And that is a 1-0 for Sentinels.
Yeah, they're not going down without a fight. They wasted no chance. They wasted not a single second moving up there towards that pill to pick up those meds, just to contest the meds, because they knew what their opponent's focus was going to be in round number 1. But they hit their shots. They got into the engagements in which they wanted, and they took the round. So we're about to head into the next. We'll see what loadouts we get heading in. Also, too, with a little bit of extra money that both these teams are able to work with, maybe we'll see the Knights with a jump pad, maybe an early grapple, get some better positioning to start at that far left peel. But we see Octane on the double time immediately towards the lower lane. And there's a beautiful grapple there from Asura. They're going to beat Sentinels to every key location, but now they just got to control these power positions.
That grapple is so hard to pull off, and Asura did it, but it was so hard to grab those medications there. And oh my God, Gildersons goes down. Those were perfect shots mid-air. Asura hitting all the shots that they need, but unfortunately it's a 1v2 here, and they end up going down once again. What did it for them there? Did they split too much?
I just want to say that if he downs that Pathfinder, he doesn't take that shot from the right, he may have an opportunity, but it was a Gibby. He probably still had his gun shield. It was going to be a tough battle for him. But what we saw, it was Gilderson who got knocked first with the Octane. He took the double time up the middle. Pathfinder, Asura had a fantastic grapple over there towards the peel. But just once the Octane went down, it was an easy focus there for Sentinels in the end.
Yeah, it's so hard to pull off a 2v3 when you're down. You're gonna need grenades for that, especially, or to hit every single headshot, which Asura is doing there for the meantime. Sentinel's taking the high ground over the bin here to start off. Oh my.
What are you doing? As he dives into his opponent's chest, gets knocked off the back. Gibby goes down, and now it's the last and final player trying to run away. He cannot get out of there. So senoxe taken out, and the Knights will get us all tied up, I believe, right? Yeah, the Knights is gonna get us all tied up 2-2.
I think it's 2-1.
Oh, sorry. 2-2.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, 2-1 Sentinels here. So that was the Knights getting their first round. Apologies, but great. Well, what was that grapple?
I don't know what Lou was doing there, to be honest. I think he was trying something really cool to finish it off with a 3-0 sweep back, but it ended up backfiring and burning him, putting his team in a 2v3
and that's the beauty about going up 2-0. You can have a crazy round number 3 if you want to, because all you got to do is win by 2. So I'm expecting Sentinels to take this round just a little bit more seriously. Lou gets some great shots off there with the flat line. I love the reposition. Don't give your opponent the easy read. The beds come out there for Asura. And it's worth taking that damage, but he did lose a little bit of health as well. Beautiful save with the bubble coming in from Bronzey. Now they're going to be as suited as they can be for this fight, for this dance. But Lou with the flatline shots, couldn't get the down that he needed, but he gets the assist for his teammates. And I do believe we are in a 1v2. Oh, great effort right there. But in the end, it is going to be the Knights that finally gets us all tied up 2-2. They're here to fight. We got a map on our hands.
I can't breathe. I can feel the adrenaline running through Sentinels right now. They had 2-0. They messed up their 3rd round, and right now they messed up again on their 4th round. Now it's all tied up. You're going to have to feel really bad if you're Sentinels right now, because you almost had it. You almost had it, and now it's going to be prolonged for a lot longer. I feel like they're just rushing it. They're rushing it a little too fast.
You know what? I think every team needs to have in their mindset that they're going to play the 5 rounds, right? That they're going to go the max distance, that they have to win 5, just so that those early leads don't affect you. But if you win it by 2 a little bit earlier on, by all means, good for you. Now, as this fight kicks off, this is a grouping. The Knights are grouped up over here by these pills, but hey, it's going to be a 3v3 close range team fight. I love the Arc Star on the edge, backed up Bronzey, but the Gibby bubble up top. They used the inside of that Gibby bubble to trickle the nade down in a perfect positioning. Not able to get no splash damage. Bronzey is down, but multiple members weak on the side of Sentinels. This is possible for the Knights. I do believe it is going to be a 2v2 on screen. Asura now moving around. It's going to be a 1v2. All up to Crust to get this one done. And his opponents are going to be weak, but this is the most important fight. Almost gets it, but just took too much damage above him. In the end, it is going to be the Knights that will continue streaking. That's 3 straight rounds in a row, girl.
I feel so bad. It's hard not to feel bad after watching all of this happen. They go a little bit too fast, a little bit too fast. They're actually winning that. I think Sentinels got the first knock there, but they were all so very low. They needed to heal up, and I think one member of Sentinels did not heal up at all and was trying to hide behind a bin. Ended up getting knocked, leaving Crust in the 1v2 situation. It just hurts. It pains my heart to watch that.
Yeah, it really does, because, you know, I will say this, that Sentinels, they needed this map. They needed that momentum of possibly getting a 3-0 victory here against the Knights. But now the Knights have just shown them that, hey, man, we are here to win it. We're on map point now. We're going to show you how to close it out. So the Knights looking for some positioning going wide, because Sentinels took a different route this time. They chose to take over the more open area of the map and choose to take that other peel. But now both teams are going to be going tit for tat with their weapons, trying to connect with some damage, force their opponent to have to start using some meds now. Still plenty of time to play in this round. Neither squad needs to rush it.
I like the Knights vibe right now. They're playing cool, calm, collected. Even when Asura went down 100 armor last game, still took the high ground, threw some nades, played it safe, stayed alive, and they're just playing so well as a team. Here we go, watching them walk up. Gilderson trying to get a knock, first knock.
Oh, almost.
So low.
Do they chase him down? The Knights know he's weak. He's somewhere. They're like, where is he hiding? But while he's healing, they know that they got about 4 or 5 seconds to take a 2v1 elsewhere while he's out the fight. Great job assessing it. Wow, he gets the down. And I do believe it's a 2v2 now on map. senoxe taking some damage. He's going to group up with Lou. They back up into the corner, but the shot's over the top. The alternator's in play. Those disruptor rounds are just disrupting the play of Sentinels, and they can feel the pressure. But a 1v1 left on the map. Kills being cleaned up. senoxe versus Gilderson. A battle of the octanes. But who has more gas? Who's ready to go? Who wants it for their team the most? Gilderson trying to stop any revives that may come through, but he's going for the kill. The aggression is there. The shots come through, and the Knights will take map number 2, 4-2.
Wow, that was a nice comeback from the Pittsburgh Knights there. Gildersons played that so well. He was in a 1v2 situation, but he had the alternator. The alternator, one of the strongest guns in the game right now, has disruptor rounds back, and wow, you could see the damage he did in that 1v1 situation. it took him about 2 seconds to kill the guy in the end. It was phenomenal.
Yeah, it was phenomenal indeed. And I know Taylor's going to have a lot of those damage stats when we come back after our break here just momentarily. But in the end, wow, the Knights winning 4 rounds in a row in that map number 2 when their opponent was at map point. And we talk about the one round in which we saw Lou absolutely zipline into Gibby's chest. And we were like, what the hell was that round? It was like they had too much confidence, too much flair, too much flash in that round number 3. But after that one was lost, they were never able to win another round from that point on. Where do you think the collapse was? Where did it happen on the side of Sentinels in that map number 2?
Honestly, I'm not sure if they can handle the pressure of, messing up that 3rd round, right? They messed up the 3rd round, then it just kept going. They couldn't handle coming back from that, and I feel like they're just so anxious. From what I'm seeing, it just feels like they feel so pressured. They're a little bit anxious. They're a new team together. They just need to take it a little bit slower. Their shots are perfectly amazing. They've been hitting so much. Crust has been outputting so much damage, but it just hasn't worked out for them.
Yeah, it just has not worked out with them. Maybe they need to take a breath, and we're going to take a breath as well. Chat, go hydrate. When we come back, we will be heading into map number 3, and we'll see if Sentinels can finally get on the board.
And welcome back, everybody, to the UMG Champions Apex Legends Arena $10,000 Invitational. I'm Taylor Reflections Noble, joined by Girl and Blaze, and 2 very quick maps coming to the way of Pittsburgh Knights. I say quick, respectively. Sentinels had a very real chance to take the second map that they're playing, all right? Overflow. They were up 2-0, but I'm going to be real with you. When Lou full sent it in that clip, I knew things were looking bad. And no, Blaze, you were losing your mind, brother, because Lou had no business being that aggressive off that start. I don't know if he forgot he was playing pros or what was going on, but that was just crazy.
Yeah, it was just, you could just tell that he was really confident, right? And I guess the squad was vibing after those last 2 rounds. It was a risky play, but I get what he probably tried to do, get behind enemy lines, and he maybe not saw the Gibby back there. Took a lot of damage off that zip, but even outside of that one round, it was still 3 other rounds after that in which they got outclassed. So
that's correct.
It was a must-win. It was a must-win map for them. They had the round to take it over. They had 2 chances to take this map. They blew them both, and they gave it back over towards the Knights.
Yeah, they really did, Girl, and I genuinely feel, at least my gut feeling, I don't have the communications, right? I don't have the comms with the players, but once that push from Lou was made, I think Sentinels might have been a little bit on tilt, and you even said after that round 3, maybe, or clearly after that round 3, Sentinels weren't able to recover, sadly. So now their best efforts, at least so far, because that first map was a blowout. Nobody got an elimination on the first map of Thermal Station from the side of Sentinels. And when you talk about Pittsburgh Knights, I mean, they were incredible, not only in round 1, but it's also in map number 2. Gilderson, 1,980 total damage points, dwarfing literally everybody, not only in Sentinels, but also PK damage-wise. So, Girl, this is a moment where Sentinels, their back is really against the wall. PK has all the momentum in the world, and Sentinels might be suffering a 3-0, which I know you weren't expecting, and I wasn't expecting. I'm going to dip out, but Blaze and Girl, take it away. And Girl, talk to me. Can Sentinels get their head back in the game?
Sentinels definitely can get their head back in the game. They proved it to us last map where they won 2-0. Unfortunately, things fell through and they weren't able to pick it up. Now, can they really, really pick it up and make the ultimate comeback here? They can. Will they? We're going to find out. What do you think?
I think they're done for. I think it's over for the Sentinels, man. Just in the fashion in which they've lost those 2 maps, I try to put myself in their shoes and I ask myself, what is the team thinking about right now? Okay, it's a little bit better to come back in that map number 2, but now you're down 0-2 and you have to play damn near perfect. The best thing to do, you just need to stay focused on this map. Just keep the conversation about map number 3. Keep everybody locked in. Don't have no wandering minds on the previous, because, some players on your squad may like to ponder and complain about things that happened, the previous map or the previous tournament, even today. And it's like, all right, bro, get over it. Okay, let's go. We got to go ahead to map number 3, and we need to focus. So let's see if Sentinels can get that focus there, because the Lions are about to head here to the jungle of Phase Runner. And these Lions have been absolutely eating over the last 2 maps. We're kicking this one off with the Sentinels. Chat, we hope you guys are having a great time. We're on the verge for another hot 3-0. Oh, Lou misses the hop. Okay, he had to skip, but he needed the hops there. Dodging the nades. Long range wingman shots coming in from Gilderson. But as you're gonna see, Asura having a backup. He's gonna try to quickly get these meds on the corner if he can.
Oh, I like to see the repeater coming in from crust. Really good back damage here with the repeater. We don't see that too often, and it actually is a very good gun, as well as the wingman. Bronzey, he's very low, and it doesn't seem like they ended up getting... Oh, they did get the meds. Yeah. He has a shield battery that he's going to be able to pop. Does he have a med kit? Did they split the meds? They must have split the meds.
Yeah, I think they had to have split them, and that's usually kind of what we see on this map. You know, we see the Pathfinders get really close on the edge of that peel, and they may, out of the 4 respawn slots in there, they just grab the closest two to them and retreat. So a little close quarter engagement there. If you give up all 4 of those meds, I really think you put your squad at a disadvantage. But you see how they're playing that close, tight-knit corner, using the peel for cover, trying to shoot between the cracks. I saw a player trying to climb up the side there. They need to be careful. The Octane comes in with the hit and run, pushes back the Knights, and the Sentinels need to start feeling this confidence. We got batteries being popped off here, but they have to know that they put out the most damage, that they're in a better position. The Knights get the first knock, and Gibby made it happen, so bubbles go down. The wingman shots connect. Asura trying to go huge. He calls out one of his players are weak, but damn, Sentinels. They turn around, give them one to the face, and they will survive that round. And great aggression from them to be able to move in, get those kills.
Yeah, that was actually coming down close to the wire. I think senoxe was 1 HP in his 1v1. So fortunately for Sentinels that he won that one. But Sentinels, they output so much damage. So even though they got knocked first, they were able to capitalize off of the damage in the 2v3 after they got the knock. So that was really well played. I think they could have played that one more aggressive. I know that I've been saying that they need to play more patiently, but like you've stated, they did get so much damage. Knights kept on healing and healing and healing. So they need to get that momentum to like a medium pace.
Yeah, I agree with that. Just a medium pace for now. We'll see if they can turn it up a bit. Beautiful hop. Dodges the nades, but talk about an initial. Talk about an opening play from Lou, getting all the meds and getting back. You know, he takes some damage, but he knows he's going to get a battery. He's going to get a Phoenix kit. He'll be all right as long as he can reposition and his teammates can cover his back.
It's actually quite risky to go for that bin because they were pre-nading it. If that nade actually hit him, as well as their shots, it would have been over. So the risk was taken. Fortunately for them, it worked out. Bronzey should be downed here. Lou actually ends up going down, so it's a trade. It's going to be a 2v2, a full 2v2. No one's got shots on each other yet. Can they get the revive? Lou gets back up. senoxe takes damage. Crust is going to have to do something to help his teammates out. It's going to be 2v2 again.
Oh, great shots with the wingman. Asura, 1 HP, gets the knock, hiding behind the shield. His teammate gets back. But now it's going to be up to Lou as he's running away in the 1v1. He is weak, but do you go for the revive? Do you go for the damage? Do you fake it? And he's going to stay on a hunt because he knows that as he is listening to Lou, he has not had the time to get his health back. But there's the last shot. Gilderson looking good out here. Nice
that was
play.
A really nice hunt down. I don't think I would have done it myself. And he took it calmly.
Yeah, he really did. But, you know, you can tell that the comms are great on his side because they called out that I believe that was crust, that he was weak. And he had the option. He says, do I go for a revive or do I stay on him? And he stayed on the high side. He listened for any meds. He didn't hear nothing. He heard, I think he heard the footstep far away. So he stayed on the course and he got the shots in which he needed and trusted his teammates' call out. So good job to the Knights. We're about to head into the next. And it seems like we are going to be going towards the TP side. Actually, no, we are going to be going back to the same side we was before here at the compound. But nice Pathfinder grapple. Who has the better launch? Asura comes up short, and he's going to lose the fight for all these mids. Well, not all of them. He at least is going to get a med kit for his team.
He actually was only carrying 2 shield batteries, and he's already got to use 1. So Asura's got one shield battery left in his pocket. He's going to have to either play this one very aggressive or very safe because he's not got a lot of meds left.
Yeah, good call on that one. Good call. And so I will say this, when it comes down to it, Gilderson and his aggression, he needs to be careful because he has 2 batteries to his name, and he has been putting out a lot of damage here for the squad. So we'll see how composed he can be with the economy in which he has. But not a lot of damage going out right now between both the squads, unless, nope, everybody's full health on Sentinels, everybody's full health on the Knights. They're looking for some better advantageous positions, but Lou may have just found it with the flat line in hand.
Everyone right now is staring at that care package. Who wants to get it first? It seems like Lou, but I think Lou's regretting his decision as he sees the bow. He's like, nope, not going for this one, and goes for the rampage instead. The rampage is all right, but I doubt he has any thermites to make that rampage shoot faster.
Oh boy. Yeah, I doubt he's going to have that. I don't think anybody in this map is going to have a thermite to their name. As we currently see, still a 3v3 on map. This ring is about to come in here soon. Even though, you know, both these squads have been going tit for tat, the real battle is about to break out momentarily. So chat, get ready for it. As Lou, he knows his opponent's positioning, but his teammates are so far behind him. Senoxe is finally going to move up here just a bit. That way, if anything goes crazy, Lou won't be the one, you know, getting jumped on with the Gibby bubble. Instead, he's being proactive. Oh, needs to be careful, but this could be the play here for Sentinels. The isolation and the Gibby bubble. They're going to ape on one player. The knock comes in on Bronzey, but can the Knights recover quickly enough? They're going to lose Asura, and beautiful initial there coming out of Sentinels.
Wow, I thought Lou almost messed it up because he actually ran into the bubble as he got hit for 100 free damage. And I'm like, Lou, what are you doing? You need to heal. He healed inside the bubble where all of the action was happening, and they did not know how to react to that. That was a really amazing play.
Yeah, no, that was a really amazing play. It really was, because, and you know what? They didn't even know Asura was to their left. You saw, you saw Lou kind of looking to his right, trying to find a fight. But Asura, as soon as Asura peeked up, man, the call out was made. The Gibby bubble came out about 2 seconds later, and you know, you can see that Crust was ready to go. And yeah, man, that was just great teamwork from Sentinels. All right, 2-1 on the board. They are at map point, and this is a must-win map for them. They cannot let the Knights turn up on them again, and the Knights will take a different route. They're going to safely be able to get some meds here, and with a little bit more money, a little bit more util, we'll see how they can work this map.
And here we see a G7 scout. There's a lot of long-range shots that could be happening here. Senoxe doesn't want to take any damage. Bronzey healed back up, and Gildersons gonna have to heal back up as well. He's gonna take the slow healing method. Asura on his own, but playing Pathfinder, you can do that. You can go into some risky positions. Gilderson kind of looking away here. Depends on where the map pulls, honestly. Is going to give teams some favors, but Lou is going to go for that care package. Asura maybe with the God Nade. Nope. The nade does not connect.
Not going to connect. And, you know, we've seen some players throw some fantastic frags in. I love it because the frag is going to be the cheapest nade in which you can buy. And as long as you can get that sky nade down pat, get the roll, get the bounce, sometimes by the time that nade lands out the air, your opponent can't even react to it. So they have to really be aware, and it's a great usage there for any extra dollars in which you may have. But Asura gets out of dodge, and now he's out the fight. But Sentinels know this. They know they're at map point as well. Do they take advantage of this? They actually put out some more damage, I do believe, on... Who was it? They're going to put out some more damage on Bronzey in the back there, but both players did get healed up. Okay, Bronzey is still kind of hurt there. Sentinels moves up, they get the care package, and now they're going to disengage and just take their time. And you know what? I don't blame them for that. Now that you got yourself a gold 301, put out some more damage. You know you're going to be able to outshoot these guys. Well, not if they shoot together.
That's very true. You got the Golden R301. It has 640 ammo. They can play the long game if they want. I think the Pittsburgh Knights are running out of meds altogether.
Yeah.
He's going to pop a battery here, which is...
That must be all he has.
Yeah, it must be all he has. Not a lot of players buy shield cells. But you're going to see a lot of aggression coming from the Pittsburgh Knights now because they feel like they're trapped in a corner. I'm not quite sure if they have a Gibraltar Dome left, but you're going to see them try and pull off some type of play here.
You know, I'm the type of player that if my shields are getting cracked and all I got is a battery, I'm going to take as much damage as I can just to get the most usage out of that battery. And not intentionally, but if I take damage poking people or just transitioning from locations, you know, that's the perfect time to go before I pop that battery. But on the flip end, these players say, hey, man, we got to be at 100% health at all times. We never know when these bubbles are going to come down. The shotty is out. The Eva 8 connects the bit. senoxe repositions, but misses the next two. The Knights turn the table on Sentinel's head, but it's up to Lou. Can't get it done. The Knights bring out the fangs, and they're going to get this one tied up 2-2.
Man, that was a really close fight there. Unfortunately, a couple of 8 shots were missed. So looking back at it, Sentinels were like, maybe we should have played it slower. Maybe we should have domed backwards. They weren't really, the Knights just stood still inside their dome. They weren't really doing anything with their dome because it wasn't close enough to them. Maybe if they played that a little bit slower and went backwards instead of forwards, because once they used their Gibraltar dome, the Knights said, okay, this is our dome now. And they completely dominated it.
All right, good job there towards the Knights to, like you say, they took over their Gibraltar dome, and it's maybe because their dome was on the like the height of that car, and so they were just able to hop over towards the other side. We will see the TP being taken by the Knights, and once again, they have rotated off to the opposite side, avoiding that initial battle at the compound. At this, and so far, I think that's been working out for them, right? Take it slow, get your meds, gather your intel, and take a team fight on your terms, right? Like, you're not going to get third party anything. We're playing arenas. So, you know, it's how you want to engage. And this is what we love about arenas so much. Just seeing how the really micro plays in which these squads make in these battles to get close, play off that damage, to put out damage and just move up on the map and take positioning. That's one thing that I love about Apex, watching that process.
I like this play by Lou here. Because Bloodhound is banned, because Seer is banned, they didn't know where Lou was. So he tried to hide behind a rock to see if he could get a free kill as they walked by him. Unfortunately for him, they were playing it super safe, and though that nade did hit, Gildersons is low. Lou is not going to risk it and go for the grapple and take that 1v1 there on the side, but he could have.
You know what? I think if Gilderson gets cracked, he goes 100%. You know, he's in there like swimwear. Now, here in a moment, everyone has a full purple shield, but what these teams gained off this first initial battle that they had was forcing their opponents to use their meds up. Okay, that's what's going down. Now, one of these squads gonna have to make a decision soon on who needs to move up, but I think the decision is pretty much made that Sentinels is gonna have to reposition. The Knights got a great gamble on a circle, and also when it comes down to the drop, it's gonna be dead center. I think the Knights is in position for that. Ooh, they get aggressive. You saw the volt shots hitting, and Asura is gonna back down.
Asura was actually on their own there, grappling in, but fortunately for Sentinels, they were able to get the battery off, but they're getting pushed now because Lou went down. They're gonna have to hold this bubble as much as they can. They've held it enough. Pittsburgh Knights did not push through, but they still have the zone advantage.
Oh, senoxe is weak, but Asura goes down in a difficult moment. But this is Sentinel's opportunity to capitalize. Crust is knocked. It's going to be all up to senoxe in a 1v1 between the Octanes. Who's quick enough? We've seen this battle before, and we know who comes out on top. The Knights, they take a 3-2 lead.
They just got to win one more. This is not looking good for Sentinels at all. This is looking like a 3-0, like you said earlier. It's just not their day today. They're trying their best. They've fought so dang hard. It looked to us like the zone was actually going to pull towards them, and it just did a complete 180. They must feel so bad about that.
Yeah, and usually when we see the zone early on, when a round kicks off, I feel like majority of not, it actually does pull to that side. So that's why we see a lot of teams consistently play for it. The Knights ran away just because they were losing that battle over and over again. But as you said, they got blessed there. So We'll see if they can get blessed again, but this time around, they're actually switching up. They say, hey, you know what? We know our opponent's going to go to the other side and try to fight us since we're avoiding these fights and we're winning these longer engagements. So they flipped their route, and now they got the Sentinels confused here. But we'll see as they start moving up together. And actually, folks, I'll take that back completely. Both squads did play their respective sides. I got a little confused here in the fours, but we're going to see the same battle that we saw the previous 2 rounds.
But this zone actually does look like it's pulling towards them. Now, if this one blesses Pittsburgh Knights, then I guess they're just blessed today. But Asura is in a very bad position and goes down for free. So this one has got to look in favors of Sentinels. They're all recovering. They're all healing, actually. Crust down to 20 HP. How on earth did that happen?
I have no idea, but Crust is going to have to reposition. He does get the battery off and the med kit, uses the Gibby ult to disengage. And we just saw a player make a decision between a Prowler and a Flatline. Asura got up. It's a 3v3 battle here. Asura is trying to survive here towards the right. But now Sentinels, they felt like they needed to be the aggressors a while ago, but do they still feel that way? I think the answer is yes. With the alternator in hand, senoxe knows that this is his round to win for his team. He's going to double time, putting out as much damage as he can with the alternator Flatline combo. Gets behind Gilderson, shreds him. The EVA 8, not enough. And the Sentinels will get us all tied up 3-3 up.
Wow. Those alternator shots, the alternator itself is absolutely insane. Whoever gets their hand on it, I feel like it just spins the round over to them. Sentinels, they got the first knock. The Knights recovered, and then they cleaned them up again. And now they should be confident.
I don't know about you, girl, but the way that the alternator shoots is like a positive ASMR for me.
Oh,
I don't know,
yeah.
You know, especially with it being a care package and the disruptor rounds were gone for so long. And every time I pick it up, it just feels like I'm the best player in a team fight once I start shooting. You know, it's like, there's no way I can possibly lose. I thought if he connected with somebody, just a little bit short.
Just a little bit short indeed. Lou does damage, has to heal back up. Still going to be a 3v3 fight. Asura and Bronzey are quite low. senoxe wants to capitalize off that, and Asura is actually down. It's going to be a 3v2 situation. The nades are coming on through into the air. Gildersons is going to have to heal, but goes down as well. It's all up left to Bronzey. Can Bronzey 1v3 the situation? It kind of looks like he can, but unfortunately cannot. And the Sentinels absolutely demolish them in that round. Oh my goodness. Sentinels making the comeback?
Maybe one round away from taking this series, but I will say, if the Knights win 2 in a row, I feel so bad for Sentinels, just because you lose each and every map a different way, right? Like, you got beat up map number 1. You know, you come off to a 2-0 lead. You don't win a single round after that. And then you go to a map 3 that goes to the final round. And if you lose that, it'd be demoralizing. But hey, I'm gonna keep that negativity out of here for the Sentinels fans, okay? Because I want us to go to a map number 4. I want to see it. And with the Arc Star in hand, we'll see if it comes out. Multiple players dropping from each team. This is the second round in which we've seen this battle. Both teams choose the same location, so it seems like everybody want a little bit of a switch up. We got a battle for the util down low, in which senoxe gets knocked first. At this moment, the Knights, they know this is a must-win round. senoxe was cleaned as well, so at this point, girl, the Knights, they could just slow it down.
Yeah, they can indeed, because they got that thirst, as we said. They are still in a 3v2 situation.
That's a good crack.
They're going to have to finish it off. Lou, he's going for these really, really long angles, but they noticed it, and they're all going for him. So he's going to have to pull back towards his teammate. This is going to be rough. Did Asura get any grenade help taking down senoxe? Because I feel like I heard a grenade as soon as senoxe went down.
I saw it on the preview. I think of maybe even crust screen, but he's got to dodge the nades. He definitely has multiple on him, but he will be able to stay alive. You got Bronzey on the other side, just being annoying, harassing. With him being cracked, senoxe and Lou are going to take the 2v2, and I think that is the play. They need to know. They know Bronny's out to fight briefly, but Bronny with a scout in hand, he is not going to be out to fight for long. So the Knights will back up one more time. making sure they don't get too overzealous and pushing this team fight. But as they got some damage on their opponent with the bubble pop, they get healed up and they know this is their last opportunity, that they have to finish it now. Multiple players weak. The grapple connects. Here comes Asura. The round one. We're tied up 4-4 in this round number 9. It's the sudden death. Chat, who's gonna take it? How did we get here?
Oh man, we got here with a lot of impact and action. 4-4. The grenade really helped out the Knights. Now, it's honestly who hits the best nade in the beginning this next round, because I bet you all that they're going to buy so many grenades. I also think Sentinels didn't have as many heals as they would have liked at the end of that round, because I saw them popping shield cells, and that's not what you want to do in a 3v3 BR or 2v3 even. So let's take a look. Only one grenade on Lou.
Yeah, only one grenade right now. All 3 players come out. We got red armors across the board for everyone. Now, the nades come out. This is a must-win for Sentinels. The Knights are being aggressive. The jump pad is in hand. He pings towards the right, that about to take some positioning. Doesn't want Gilderson to move up there, but he may not catch him. He saw him just out screen right, and that was a good read there by senoxe. Does not want to let Gilderson get that first shot off on him in that battle, because from there, he could just get aggressive and take that powerful angle here that the stairs will provide. So senoxe has to defend this, but if he leaves, they have to fully leave this area. They cannot turn back. They just got to give it up and reposition, and I like the play. They even bait out the Gibby ult as well. If Sentinels just reset this fight, they just need to take their win, and I think they got a big win in an early game of this round.
Yeah, they left their high ground position, but they've taken wide angles now, and they could actually be pinching the Knights in if the zone pulls towards their favor here. So they're playing it very, very slow. It is whoever wins this game wins this map, so the patience has got to come through.
Definitely has, but with the Knights rotating around, those care package weapons went in favor. But with Sentinels rotating around, the care package weapons went in favor of the Knights, and we saw the gold havoc in the hands of Asura over there. So he got that to work with, and we know how deadly that weapon can be. If he gets the first shot off, he's going to be the aggressor in his fight and try to take over and let his teammates play off him, but he takes the first initial shots. Luckily for him, he doesn't get cracked, but he is getting chased. The havoc alternator combo can't get it done, but it's a 1v2. He needs to go big. It's Gilderson. He got to win his fight now before the flank comes in, but he knows it's there. Just gonna ADS it, try to win his battle, try to hit these shots with a 71 head. He knows his opponent on the right is gonna push up, but with the even 8 in hand, he can't reset the fight. Sentinels will keep us going for another map.
Wow, that was an amazing finish. Pittsburgh Knights, he had the golden havoc like you said, but I didn't realize that he had an alternator as well, and they still lost that because Asura got pinched. He got pinched by so many people in different angles. Even though he had the best guns in the game,
he probably needs to share them, okay? Because I think if senoxe hit an alternator right there, he takes down that Gibby in a close range battle. He possibly resets that fight. But in the end, shoulda, coulda, woulda. It was a fantastic effort there for the Knights to close it out, but even better effort for Sentinels in a map number 3 after they lost 2 devastating maps. After they were devastated in maps 1 and 2, they did a fantastic job to stay composed and lock in Phase Runner.
Now, this would be the biggest comeback from Sentinels if they actually win this one out here. The wingman shots going through. Apparently, Crust had 3,900 damage, and that's actually true. It's not a myth. That's true. Crust is always, I feel like, the last one alive. He is the anchor for the team. He does all the damage from the back, and it's been working out for them. They ended up getting that through. He's on Gibraltar. He's the best support that they've got, and hopefully that comes through in the next map as well. He's got big shoes to fill.
Yeah, definitely not a fairy tale, not a Disney movie. This is not Moana, folks. It is just Crust, okay? And on that Gibraltar, he put out absolute damage on this map for his squad to be able to just fight back. Now, we talk about how this is a game, like, momentum is very real in esports, and I'm happy that everybody is starting to call it out for what it is, because, you know, I feel like at a certain, it's only so much you can talk about when it comes down to statistics and strategy and what some of these players do, because not every strategy is going to be that perfect, that sound, because you can have one player in a map who is just hitting more shots than everybody, and your strategy means nothing, okay? So Sentinels are starting to pick up some of that momentum, and with that, they are picking up confidence as we're about to head into map number 4, and that's exactly what they needed, an epic round number 9 to stay alive in this tournament. Now they have to build off of that.
Yeah, I completely agree. Momentum, confidence, your mental health, your physical health, it all comes into play in esports, and that's what you're seeing right here. Artillery and then party crashers. So if Sentinels wins in artillery, they go on to game number 5. But if they lose to the Pittsburgh Knights, it's it for Sentinels for this matchup. Now, what do you think is going to come through in artillery?
So my question is that every single map up until this point, we have seen the Pathfinder, Octane, and Gibraltar team comp, okay? But for artillery, we think that's the worst map for Gibraltar. So what comes through there, right? Do we see the horizon? Will the Gibby stay there? And honestly, the Gibby can still stay there, because I want to say earlier when we watched G2 play that map, their key to success was having that Gibby bubble to kind of close in on a gap on their opponents once they had that damage out, and it was very, very useful. So depending on the engagement, depending on the team and how they want to fight, how they like to engage in those fights, we'll see what the team comp is going to be. And we do got the map loaded in, and that was the map in which Taylor was talking about earlier, where G2 absolutely they put the least amount of damage in, least amount of damage out. But they capitalized on the damage in which they did during that map, because they had that Gibby shield to successfully initiate, have that cover, and finish the fight after those shields was cracked, versus their opponent just going tit for tat, not having that bubble and having them play off at a distance and hoping that they got a knock from afar. So we'll see what the team comp is looking like, because, you know, it is going to be useful, that Gibby bubble I'm speaking of.
Yeah, 100%. Timing is crucial. Getting the timing right. Even though you can put out a bunch of damage, it doesn't matter. If your teamwork's not there, your timing, your communication, your willingness to pounce on the other team has to be there for the damage to matter. Now, in this map, I think I'm going to expect one of the teams to play Horizon here, but we're going to get into the game very shortly. Do you think either of the teams will pick up a Horizon?
I think that Horizon is very useful, and we do not. Okay, well, not on Sentinels, and we started off on the Knights to kick this one off, and I didn't see it on the Knights as well. So we will continue to see the same team comp with both these squads, and ultimately, I think it's the right choice. The only other player I can see coming off is maybe the Octane. But usually the Octane stays consistent as the Pathfinder. But why do you think the Octane stays consistent in each one of these comps? Is it going to just be his fast-paced aggression when it's time for him to double time?
I personally think it's the jump pad getting them to a position faster than the other team, or as fast as the other team. Because if they're too slow to an area, then they're completely screwed, because they lost right off of the bat. In this map, honestly, I could be dropped, but they're already consistent with it. They just played Octane in their last few games. It's not good to switch off one character to another just like that all the time, because then you won't be consistently good or like mastering that character.
Yeah. When it comes down to mastering characters, man, I'm the type of person, I just pick one and I play them for a year, and you know, I leave it at that. Oh, this fight is not going to last more than a few seconds. With the damage coming out, you're going to see a quick cleanup from the Knights actually taking this round. Okay, so the Knights will be able to get themselves on the board, and I think we are we tied up 1-1? No, that was okay.
No, this was the first round.
That was the first round, okay.
1-0. Yep, it's 1-0 for the Pittsburgh Knights. Sentinels were actually the team that pushed, the Pittsburgh Knights, but they didn't get enough damage off. Now, I wonder if Arcstars might help them in this situation, because they went in, they were aggressive. It looked like a 3 versus 2, even though the Pittsburgh Knights were a little bit split up. But they got naded. They walked into a bunch of grenades. They weren't able to hit all their shots because they went all in. They're risking it. These are the type of players to go to the casino and gamble off their house, all right?
Like, put it all on black and see if it comes through. It's like tossing that nade from that far and trying to get a hit marker with it. But that's not going to be able to connect. Same odds from that distance. Now, Sentinels, they are taking the most damage. Blue has to reset, but luckily for them that the Knights has 2 players that need to reset on their own and get these batteries popped and get healed back up for the fight. These wingmans are very useful here in these long sight lines. Now we're going to start to see senoxe creep on over here towards the right, change his positioning. Now he needs to change it again. He doesn't want to get called out in the open air, but I think, no, this is actually Asura on his opponent's silo. He gets in a little bit closer. The knock is there on Lou. Sentinels, their backs against the wall. They have to recover in a moment, but that Mozambique is clapping along with the long shot at the close range.
Those are amazing shots. He just turned around 180 with the Mozambique, absolutely connected every Mozambique shot, and then pulled out the longbow. What a beautiful play by Sentinels. They're tying it up 1-1 here. What do you think about the longbow? That's my favorite sniper.
Yeah, right now. Yeah. So I'm with you on that. I am a longbow guy through and through. And when it comes down to that weapon, I just like once I get into a flow and I hit that first shot and I get my distance down, from there, it is just over. I don't care who is in the lobby, man. Just post me up top thermal or something. Give me the Watson, and I'll be okay. I will be okay.
Did you just say Watson?
Yeah, I said give me the Watson, just so I don't get naded. You know, if I'm not naded, give me a Watson and a Loba, so I don't get naded, and I get all the snipe ammo, in which I won't, and I'll take out the whole lobby.
No, Watson. I mean, technically, Watson is the best character in Apex Legends when it comes to win rate. So you know what? Yep, you know what? You're the one affecting those statistics with your longbow Watson meta all the way in the back.
Hey, you know what, girl? Watson. Check this out. You know, me and you gonna get together with my duo and we're gonna try it out, okay? We're gonna see if that can work.
Down.
All right, Loba, Watson, and Gibby is gonna be our team cop. God knows how that's gonna play out. I can do caustic. We can post up.
Me.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, Fuse. I'm really liking Fuse right now.
Yo, the chat was talking about you and Fuse all day. They said you were tearing it up in Fuse the other day tearing it up in scrims the other day with Fuse. But
100%.
But hold up here. You're going to see Gilderson. He pops his Fuse over there. And he really wants to get into that fight. We got a longbow battle between both these players at the top. That's between the Gibbies, huh? We were just talking about Gibbies and longbows. Surprise, surprise. As they're going to be having their shields up here, going shot for shot. And I love this battle. But you got to be careful for that crack, because that little hole between those boxes, that's an easy headshot position there. I'm loving the sniper battle. So this one is going to start to slow down here a bit. But the way this circle is pulling, I think it's going to the left.
To the high ground, yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see who can win that. These Gibbies got to transition over in a second. I think that should be the focus for both these teams.
Who transitions over first is the question. Like, I guess they're going last second. Is the Gibby going to take the zip line, or are they going to go for low ground? I think they're going to take the zip line. Blue already has the spot covered here with senoxe, so it's going to be all 3 of them on top, on the high ground, moving on in.
Oh, she got 3 players above you. The nade comes out, and I actually think that was a fantastic nade, but it will not trickle through the opening. It was actually on the opposite end. We just saw it blow up. But Sentinels, they keep the height advantage, but for how long? Look at the mini map. That circle's coming in. I think it's the Knights with the better positioning. Sentinels, do they know that they're in a corner? They got tucked in here. 1 hop, 2 hop. The bubble's down. 1 bubble popped a little bit earlier than the next. Actually, yeah. The longbow shots hit. That's a crack. They have to move in. They need to take down Gilderson, but he gets behind his shield safely. His teammates take over in a fight, but they will lose one. And this is looking like it's going to be a Sentinels round, as all 3 players are alive, and they're going to play that round as perfectly as possible.
Crust connecting the body shot into the headshot just ended up winning them the whole entire round. Of course, everyone did their damage there afterwards, but making one of the Pittsburgh Knights players down to 1 HP, that was insane. That was crucial, and it was a great job. With longbow close range as well, you got to keep that in mind. That's not easy.
Yeah, it's not easy indeed. And we're talking about when it comes down to the long range snipers and having to use them up in close range fights, you know, blind fire in the scout and the longbow, I feel like I have my most success versus the sentinel and charge rifle. So when it comes down to those long range weapons, that's where that's one reason why I kind of love to have those two over the rest. But as this longbow will stay in play, Gibby putting all his most of his money there. Gonna rock that in the Mozambique. Ooh, wow, with the beautiful shots. He's gonna move in on this one. The knock is there on Asura. The Knights have to recover, but it's gonna be difficult because Gibby has to heal. Only about 300 damage needs to be put out here to win this round by Sentinels, and they know it, but it's going to be turned into a 2v2 with Luke going down. Maybe too aggressive, but here's the Knights. They move in to eat, but in the end, it's the Sentinels who win the round.
Crust. Oh my God.
In Crust, we trust.
Is absolutely dominating. Getting the first knock. I thought Sentinels almost threw it there at the end, but MVP for me today is Crust.
Yeah, Crust, he got it done, folks. Good job to him. And now we are about to head into a map number 5 soon. And as we were watching this series, it looked like it was going to go in favor of the Knights. They had 2 dominant first maps. Map number 3 went to the round number 9, a round number 9 in which they had to force being from behind. But in the end, we talked about it. The momentum in which Sentinels got off that epic win at map number 3 quickly transferred over towards artillery. And Crust, man, wasn't missing a shot, just out there straight busting. So, folks, we're about to head into map number 5 soon and get the conclusion of this series. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back right after this.
Welcome back, everybody, to the UMG Champions Apex Legends Arena $10,000 Invitational. I'm Taylor Reflections Noble, joined by Girl and Blaze. Things were looking dire and gray and dim for the team of Sentinels, man. They lost those first 2 maps on Thermal Station, on Overflow to the Pittsburgh Knights. Then all of a sudden, they go to a close round 9 on Phase Runner. They take that and then have a more dominant win on Artillery, 3-1. Again, going back to the original point that I had when I was on the desk with Gaskin and Onset, I was saying, you know, someone in chat said, look, why do we do best of 5s? It's stupid. After the first 2 maps, we know who's going to win.
Lies.
How do you know who's going to win? Sentinels coming back. Sentinels is in it to win it. They've got the momentum. And Party Crasher is coming up next, and that is going to be a phenomenal one to watch. Girl, I mean, seriously, Sentinels has come roaring back. What do they owe their success to?
Crust. Crust and the longbow. That's all I want to see coming on forward. Crust and the longbow. But you got to think about this next map. You know Crust is going to snipe. What are you going to do? Jump pad on him? Use a Mirage? Throw grenades at him? Who knows what the other team will do? So could be up to anyone to win this one out.
It's true, Blaze. Like I said, when we were watching G2, I thought it was just a troll. I thought they were just looking to dominate their opponent, but they come out with Mirage and it works. Do you think maybe we see Mirage here?
Oh, you know, I would love to. I honestly love the comp in which we saw. If we do see the Mirage, it needs to be the Octane Mirage and Gibby combo. Because especially if it happens on the side of Sentinels, Crust needs to stay with that Gibby. And I think that longbow is going to be useful on this map. It's a lot of long sight lines. So if he's feeling himself and he feels like he's hitting shots to put out that damage, by all means, go for it, folks. The economy, you have to think about that when it comes down to this game mode. He hits a headshot for 110. That's a battery that needs to be used. He hits another one. That's another battery out of here. He has a lot of shots with that longbow, and he could just devastate his opponents. Whatever plan that came into play, it'd just be out the window if Crust is hitting shots like that.
Well, that game 3 from Crust, 3,900 damage is literally the highest I have seen yet. That includes last month. We'll see if In Crust We Trust is true. I'm going to dip out Blaze Girl. Map 5. Let's see who takes it.
All right, folks. We're about to head here in our final map of the day. Chat, me and you, we were feeling the Knights. We had the vibes there. We was like, yo, the Knights got this. We look good. We look real smart up into that third map. But right now, we're a little on edge. And girl, she has been waiting, okay, waiting to let us have it if the Sentinels come out on top. She was the only one who picked them to win this series. But in the end, no matter what, it is a nail biter. We're in the map 5. Anyone could have been right or wrong. But now, girl, we got to decide ourselves a winner. I'm curious to see if we see the same team comps that we saw before. Yes, on the side of Sentinels, they stay true with the Pathfinder, Octane, and Gibby, and beautiful grapple over there to get those early meds, and we see that it's matched by the Knights as well.
Oh, and Sentinels are getting pushed in a 3v2 here as Lou went for the meds. It's going to be a close combat situation here, but Pittsburgh Knights, they didn't see anything that they could have done, so they go back to their high ground. Lou looking for an opening here. Bronzey doing a lot of damage towards Sentinels with the Havoc. Havoc, one of the strongest guns in the game right now. Headshots going through. He gets cracked as well, but he does damage, and that's Crust going down.
Oh boy, now Crust getting pressured. In the end, it is going to be the Knights coming out victorious there in round number 1. And, you know, the Havoc is a good gun, girl. I can't lie about it, right? But for me, it's not the gun for me because every time I shoot it, it's like a water hose on a loose, okay? I can't get control of it. There's just other guns out there that I'm better with the recoil. Spitfire, no problem. Flatline, cool. Devotion, but Havoc, I can't get control of that one for nothing. And we just watched him shoot it. It didn't even move an inch.
That's because these pro players have learned the exact recoil of these guns. It's quite hard to do, but it puts so much damage. So if you can track that player and hit your shots, once you get a few headshots on the other player, they're just going to instantly melt like cheese on a hot day. And here we are with Asura going for those meds as of now, but nice shots from Lou. Actually almost getting the knock here with the scout. This has got to be a push.
Asura is looking like fondue as he is in a corner. Don't know what to do with his life, but now his squad's getting pressed. He's going to have to regain soon as he finally get knocked. Gilderson, Bronzey, they were both down as well. As they were healing, Sentinels knew it was the prime opportunity to come in with that chip and get the dip. Because so far since the kickoff of this round, as I would love to say, they have absolutely been eating. Nice dock from Bronzey, but surely he does not get the second knock, and he will not. That's going to be Sentinels locking it in for round number 2.
This is quick. Can you feel the pressure on both of these teams? They got to remind themselves to stay confident, to stay cool and collected. Lou with the perfect scout shots. The Pittsburgh Knights cannot make that mistake again. They cannot be in the open under no cover, because once Sentinel snipes them down, there's no running away. Lou is like a tiger. He will jump on you the moment he knows you're 1 HP. And we've seen him jump on players when they were full HP. So you definitely know he's coming for you when you're at 1 HP.
Yeah, you definitely got to watch out for him. As soon as your shield is cracked, your whole team should be looking to the skies, should be on alert to see if you can see that ice storm just flying through the air. Gilderson says, I want this battle to kick it off. He gets behind cover and he stays tight, but the jump shot there will knock him from senoxe. It was a wingman headshot. And here comes Sentinels looking to end this round. A few players are weak. Lou is scurrying. And in the end, this could go in the way of the Knights. Asura, definitely winnable, but he needs to find his battle now with senoxe coming away with that battery. He's going to get back into the fight and waste no time whatsoever. Sentinels, they're going to take the second round, and now they are at series point.
Asura did stall for a long time, but I really wanted to say that the Pittsburgh Knights got owned right there. They came in flying like they could kill all of Sentinels in 1 second, but they got shot in the air, and that's the hard part about taking an Octane jump pad. When you're in the air, you can barely do anything, and the Sentinels had clear line of sight, and oh my goodness, that was a quick round.
Yeah, it was a quick run indeed. We love the food puns in chat. They are very popular around here at UMG Gaming. And, you know, we like to just keep you guys hungry because we build up an appetite you know, watching exciting matches like these. We need all the calories in which we can get to get locked in. We got some early nades about to be tossed from the side of the Knight. Actually both sides, and at that. But these nades are going to push a few players off the building. But more importantly, they're pushing them to specific sight lines. Asura goes down from afar. This could be the reverse comeback coming in hot. The Gibby bubble on top. The quick res is there. He doesn't have a gold bag. He has to commit the flank from Lou. He's behind them. But can a save come in? It cannot. Crust, and we trust for the chat. But Guild cannot get it done. It's Sentinels with a 3-1 victory, a dominant map 5 in a complete reverse sweep. Senoxe putting them metal legs to good use, dropping them cannonballs on his opponent.
So what I tell you in the beginning before this show started, huh? What did I tell you?
You know what? I absolutely forgot. Is that my food? I need to go.
Hey, Blaze was feeling so confident too, but you tried to tell everybody, let's be fair, girl, you tried to teach them last event. They didn't learn. They're not going to learn this event. You know they're hard-headed. Chat, Blaze, they're both hard-headed, okay? So, girl, you knew all along Sentinels was going to take it, even when they were losing 2-0. You never lost faith. I don't know if that's true, to be honest with you, because that first 2-0, that's not true, right? Because, hey, PK looked as if they wanted to win this series, but after that round 9, hey, it was all Sentinels from there. In Crust We Trust, clearly, he was outputting that DPS. I don't know if those first 2 maps, they were awake or not. I know we just started Group C and D, Blaze, but hey, clearly, Sentinels woke up after that second map. They said, we're not going out like this, and they didn't. That's a solid win.
That is a solid win. I can't believe they made this big of a comeback. It was 4-4 on map 3. If they lost that round, they lost it all. And then 3 maps in the row, they won. Wow.
I know. Honestly, you know what? Series like that hurt. You know, they really do, Blaze. We know the reverse comeback. It can really deflate you and take the wind out of your sails. Obviously, for Pittsburgh Knights, they're still in the tournament, right? They still have a chance to make it into losers finals and secure a spot in the playoffs tomorrow. For, of course, Sentinels at this point, they still have to play against My Little Phony. That's going to be an incredible matchup in its own right. But for Pittsburgh Knights, their job just got a little bit harder. They go against Era Eternity, which could be very difficult. But let's talk about the mentality. You've been a competitor before. We've casted, together multiple esports. Taking a loss like that when you had a 2-0 lead, how bad does that hurt your mentality heading into your next fresh series?
Oh, man, it's like a punch to the gut. That cannot be understated, because especially in a series in which you had a commanding lead and the pressure was on your shoulders, but where the pressure was on your shoulders to close it out and you had those opportunities, but you showed to us all that you cannot handle the pressure of closing. The ABCs always be closing, and going into the ABCs, there's a lot that goes into there, okay? You could talk about rotations, playing off of damage, playing with confidence, playing more assertive, playing more decisive. At the end of the day, they didn't close, and that's all it is to it. So the Knights, they're going to have to battle back with that one. They're going to have to ponder on it, go take a walk around a block, take a break, because they still got a big matchup against Era Eternity in which they need to play and which they need to focus on. And that focus just needs to be get into day 2.